Are you crying over somebody's dusty? Stop. All jokes aside, if you have ever gotten your heart broken, shattered into little tiny pieces, and you don't know what to do with them, I got you. I need you to get up, wipe off those tears, baby. I know you're somewhere. Good morning, Inspired team. Before we get into this video, go ahead and give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to comment your thoughts because this is gonna be a little deep. And don't forget to subscribe. Show your girl some support. Without further ado, let's get into the video. This is for anyone that has ever had their heart broken. We've probably all been there. No matter if we got our heart broken in a relationship, in a friendship, we felt it before. We've been in this space before. And if you feel like you haven't healed properly, or you're currently going through a situation that you need complete healing from, let's get to it, because it's time that you heal properly. I'm here to help you heal and let that dusty child of God go. Let the hurt, let the past go completely this time. Angie, why should we listen to you? Because sis done been through it. Sis done been broken down to pieces. Toe up from the floor. And I was able to heal from it. Let's rewind from the first stage of heartbreak, and it's fresh. You freshly find out that he's been cheating on you. You freshly just looked through his phone. You're starting from the top when it hurts the most and you don't know what to do. The first thing I personally did after crying my eyes out and praying, because you know, when we get heartbroken, well, some of us, that's when we finally look to God and be like, oh, now I'm alone. My prayer was a little different. I was praying for him back. Like, I was like, please, please. Maybe like for the first week or so, that was my prayer. Don't do that. Don't do that. But you need to cry. You need to let it out. Don't feel like crying is a weakness. It actually builds you up to be strong. You need to let it out emotionally. The heartbreak that I've experienced was so bad that I had to let my mommy sleep with me for the first week. Like, I was a little baby. But I just couldn't bear me being alone. It just took everything. Like, my body just felt like it wasn't functioning. But after that week of me crying, letting it out, praying a selfish prayer, I realized that God was like, no, nuh-uh, honey. Like, what else do you want me to show you? To tell you that that's not for you no more, sis. That's not for you no more. Certain things just are not for you anymore. And you need to accept that, period. So I said, okay, I got you. After I realized that, immediately I started to pray. For the first time in a long time, actually starting to cultivate an actual relationship with God. And I feel like the first step that you need to do if you're experiencing heartbreak is really try to have a relationship with God. Not go to church, not just post about it, not just speak about it, but actually have actions, actually try to have your life line up to God's word, to his purpose for you, to his will for you, and everything else will fall in line. But I really leaned on prayer because I wasn't even able to sleep. Every 3 hours, y'all, it was so bad. Every 3 hours, I was up, tossing and turning. I couldn't sleep. I was waking up at 2 o'clock in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning. I could not sleep. And to get away, all I wanted to do was sleep. So the fact that I couldn't, I used the time when I was awake to pray. The only thing that began to give me peace was prayer. Girl, I was bruising my knees on that floor. Literally. Trust me, y'all don't know heartbreak until... Listen. Oh, that would be my first step for you. You need to pray. Ask God some key things. God, give me strength. God, give me the courage to never look back. Show me the purpose behind the separation. Start to reevaluate yourself in Him, and you will find so much worth within yourself. When you're healing from heartbreak, you would find yourself doing things that you didn't even think you could do. I never thought I would be on YouTube doing this right now, but look at God. It's been a couple years and it's a process. Healing is a process, but I would rather do the process with God any day. If you don't, ain't no telling what could happen. The next thing that I did, automatically I began self-care. Literally the next day, got dressed, I did my makeup, and I went to lunch with my mother because that was the only person I felt comfortable with. She saw me at the lowest point that I've ever been. So sis, what I'm trying to say to you is, although I was crying for a while, during the day I did not just soak in my feelings. Well, at least maybe once or twice, but I didn't stay there. I didn't make it a habit. Literally the next day I got up and I was like, say less. Who's heartbroken? You need to go out and love yourself immediately. Find people that you are comfortable with. Surround yourself with people that can encourage you during that time, not somebody that is going to make the situation worse. Love on yourself. You need to do anything that you can to keep yourself busy, because when you detach yourself from a relationship that you've been in for so long, you don't really know what to do with yourself after so long. You never really learn to be alone by yourself. So you have tons of free time. You're not going to just forget that it happened. So you need to keep yourself busy doing constructive things, exercising, like me. It'll help you heal way quicker than just sitting there. Because if you're sulking in your feelings, you will get sucked in thinking about your past, scrolling through IG, looking at their profiles, wondering if you should call them or not, picking up the phone when they call you. If you're busy, you won't have time for that. And we don't have time for that because we need to heal. We don't need to keep on going back and forth. We need to go forward. You don't want that for you, and I don't want that for you. So let's not do that, okay? I know being lonely hurts. It hurts. Especially when you've been attached to somebody for so long. But it allows you to focus on yourself 100 times more. So if y'all single and y'all watching this, you're lucky. Enjoy. As many of you know, when this relationship ended for me, that was the first time I was able to actually sit down and look at myself really. And I was like, that you? Is that me? I don't even recognize her. When did this happen? It was a very, very sad moment of self-evaluation that I had to go through. Most of the time when we're in relationships that aren't aligned with God's purpose for us, we put ourselves at the back burner a lot of the times. We put our wants, our needs, what we desire, our goals, we push them to the back. So if you're in a relationship like that right now, cut it off. You'll thank me later. The third thing, I'm saying this part with my chest. Do not get stuck in the past. I see way too many relationships that continue to go back and forth. Relationships that have no purpose, just using all of your energy. And to be honest, this is so much more easier said than done, but it is not wise and it's not healthy to constantly think or talk about what happened, the relationship, the good, the bad. You need some space from it. You need some space from the person. Although some relationships can, you can be friends. Everybody's relationship different. Most times people want to continue to stay into contact with the other person, but in all honesty, you need that mental space. You need that physical space away from that situation, that relationship, to really and truly heal from it. So you need to block or delete. I know you want them to see you glow up. They gonna see. They gonna see it regardless. Trust me. You don't need to keep them on your stuff in order for them to see that. They gonna see it. Trust me. God got it. God got it, girl. You don't need to. Especially during the healing process. If their number is there, or if you know that you have access to these things, you're going to go. You're going to want to call. You're going to pick up when they call, especially if you guys were sexually involved. Soul ties are real. You need to cut all contacts, all everything, so that you can truly heal, not pretend heal. Because if you're out and you see them, still feel a little, those feelings still come up in you, you're not healed, sis. You're fooling yourself. We don't want no check-ins. I just want to call and say, no. We're not doing that. You don't need closure. And I wish that I went by this. Listen to me. Closure. Oh, like, who even made that word? Like, that should not even be a thing. Closure is just reopening old wounds over and over and over again. Sis, who is that helping? Because after you have that one night of closure, and then it's not really closure, if you know what I mean. It's not really closure. You just get caught right back up in the cycle. So don't worry about it, sweetheart. Just shut it down. The devil be busy. Trust me. This is something that I personally learned. You will not be able to move on with your own healing by constantly being drawn back into their lives. Public service announcement for the people that have been in a relationship for years and years and years, but it didn't work. What once was will never be again. So stop reminiscing, stop going back, it will never be again. So get that through your head and you're on your way to healthy healing. The biggest lesson I've learned is that God takes away people and things for a reason. Not just for fun, not just to be like, oh, she doesn't need that. Most of the time it's for your good. After you've gone through all of these steps, now you need to appreciate the relationship. Sis what? Sis what? Yes, this is a hard one for most people because whenever you come out of a relationship, people love to highlight the bad moments, but they forget about the good moments. And the bad moments teach you a lot of things about yourself, about what you want for your future. So you need to appreciate where you were, who you were with. It's never not all bad. Come on. So stop bashing that person. Stop talking ill of them. Like, no, that's not cool at all.
Because, girl, you know it was not all sour memories when you was laying on that chest, okay?
Or you wouldn't have stayed with them for years, boo. Okay? And if we're honest with ourselves, it's not only them that hurt us. Sometimes we be back and forth doing the hurting. Sometimes we started, sometimes they started, sometimes we finish it. You shouldn't put the blame all on one person. That is unfair and that is unhealthy for your mental, because if you go into your next relationship thinking like, oh, I do nothing wrong, oh, it was all the other person. You're not healed. You're not healed if you're doing that. Do not play the victim. Every relationship teaches you something. It helps you to grow. It helps you to notice things that you didn't know about yourself before. It helps you to become stronger, honestly. Now you're able to know what you want compared to what you don't want. It's a process. Studies states that heartbreak can lead to permanent scars and long-term damage. Being bitter and holding grudges can actually kill you. Not being healed is some serious stuff. The only way that you can begin to appreciate your past and your past relationship is if you forgive. To me, I feel like forgiveness is when you know that you have truly healed. When you're able to forgive somebody for everything. When you're able to forgive yourself. When you're able to look at your past relationship. When you're able to look at that person and just be grateful. And not feel any kind of ill feelings. When you're just grateful for it all. That is when you know that you have truly, fully healed. I know you're like, what, sis? That boy just... Like, that boy done... Why do I need to forgive him? He hasn't even said sorry to me. Like, what are you talking about? He hasn't said sorry to me. Why do I need to forgive him? Sis, it's about you and your healing, not about the other person. Let God worry about them. You worry about yourself and what you need to do to grow, okay? Because you gonna mess around and catch a heart attack worrying about, like, oh, they didn't forgive me, so I can forgive them. And no. I mean, if you want to be honest, God forgives us every day. And we go and do the same thing. And he still asks for forgiveness. And then he still, I ain't getting in your business. I ain't getting in our business. But you honestly haven't healed if you haven't forgiven them. And I ain't talking about no play, forgive. Well, when you see them and you still like, no, I'm talking about true forgiveness. We're hurt in a relationship that we ain't even had no business being in the first place. Yikes. You know, all those signs came up, all those red flags, all those things. If you wasn't being good to that person or that person wasn't being good to you, vice versa. Don't be the person, please, that lives in a mindset that I'm this way because so-and-so hurt me. Like, they made me like this. Like, I don't care. They made me like this, so don't ask me no questions. Period. FYI, the past has no power over you, honey. Unless you let it have power over you. And that's what it's sounding like. An unhealed heart. Let's fix that. So, on that note, I'm going to end with this. When life puts you through hurt and heartache, you have two choices. Repeat or evolve. Which one you choosing after today? So before y'all go, I want us to do a little practice together. I know all of this is easier said than done, basically. So I want you to write down these affirmations and affirm yourself every single day. If you're currently going through heartbreak or if you haven't healed properly, I want you to know that you are worthy of being loved correctly. You will heal and overcome this. You will come out of this stronger and you will be able to grow and grow into all God wants you to be. And lastly, the best version of you is not with someone. It is with God first. Trust me, if you like the unhealed version of you, you gonna love the healed version of you, honey. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I am vowing to myself to be consistent and upload at least once a week. So if you're interested in keeping up with my Inspire journey, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, leave a like, drop a comment, let me know your thoughts on today. And without further ado, baby,